Yeah, everyone, this is Thermites, and this is my reaction to Zetman, Volume 3. Uh, at the end of Volume 2, we had some real fucked up shit happen. Um, so Akemi-san, the prostitute who took Jinin, got, like, they were having a pretty nice life together, which is what I wanted. But someone barged into her house, shot her in the head. Next thing we saw, she was in a room with Jin. The fake Zetman was there, like the artificial one that they tried to turn into Zet, but it didn't work. That one was pulling some horrible like NTR stuff with her, like just violating her body. I don't know if she's alive or not. Also, it may or may not be a dream sequence because they also had Gramps. Either I think it was Gramps' corpse, or no, because he's just in a coma. But they're using him to link to Jin's mind in order to figure out how to awaken him as Zets. And they're using like their violation of Akemi as a way to forcibly make him awaken. So that's some fucked up shit. Let's see what's happening. Okay, it's a flashback. The next time we see his name, I'm gonna have to write it down. I do not remember what his name is, but he's the grandfather. He's the one who runs Amagi Corporation. Okay. So yeah, Dr. Kanzaki Gramps is like he feels for the players. I assume it's the players have all escaped. They're all like going out into the world. As we know, some of them seem to be living in private, not really doing anything. To slaughter is their instinct. I don't think it is though. Like as we saw, like the two we've seen haven't been like mindlessly killing people. They've been more or less trying to live in peace. Even the arsonist one was like burping up fire by accident. It wasn't trying to start fires. Then again, I do agree with his mindset here. Like it seems like the reason he wants Jin is to destroy the players in order to protect humanity, which is it makes sense. Like yeah, when all else fails, like we need them to stop slaughtering innocent people. But at the same time, he is my son. Like they both have very flawed views of this, but I can fault both of them and I can fault neither of them at the same time. Yeah, fate cannot be changed. Although, I mean, you're putting a lot of effort into like making this happen. See how fierce your child is. Also, this is incredibly clever. I just realized why this is all in color. Because if we didn't have this, like if this entire thing wasn't in color, we could look at this and think, oh, that's not color, right? But it is. Like you can see the color here. Like it's not just black and whites. Which means that like this is not Zetman. Zetman, as we know, as we saw in the like in the flash forward, is red. I know what colors are. My main theory with this is just that he hasn't fully awakened. He's like Kamen Rider Kuga, where he starts off white and then like that's like not even a form really. Like yeah, he's transformed, but he doesn't like have any powers or like his power. He has powers, but they're very very weak. And then when he turns red is when he'll be like fully awakened. Like even this, see how fierce your child is, but like he just looks like monstrous, but he doesn't look fierce. He looks very calm actually. Oh man. I know there's an anime of Zetman. I won't watch it until after I'm done with the entire manga though. Like the one thing I know about the anime is that apparently episode 1 was all of volume 1, which is insanity because volume 1 felt so long. Chapter 1 even. I feel like chapter 1 would be hard to turn into an episode of an anime because it's so like it feels so long. Okay, yeah, so in terms of power level, this is 65, this is 53, so like he's at least 10 over, more than 10 over. Are those tears? I think those are supposed to be tears. No, I think those are just ridges then. Also, he's looking at the observation thing. I think he's starting to make the connection. I don't know what exactly Grandpa is supposed to be thinking here, but I think that Jin is figuring out, like, no, this isn't, like, I'm beginning to understand the situation. Whoa. Okay, oh no, what's happening? Oh, kill Zets. I don't know. It seems like he's not fighting. Oh, I think I got it. Okay, I get it. I'm pretty sure, like, because we saw the little shot of Jin looking up at the window, I think he's figured out that yeah, it's not what it looks like. Like, the fake Zet is not like it didn't like kidnap his mom and then kill her or violate her. I think he knows now that this is a ploy by whoever's observing them, and he's not happy with it. Like, I think he's going to use this fight as a means to get to these guys and, like, interrogate them. Oh, wow, okay. He even has, like, okay, so this shows that he does have reasoning. Like, he's able to act more or less normally. One punch! Yeah, his target is us. Okay. Yeah, so prototype just straight up dead. Zet's gone to 31 from, what was it, like 48? Oh, yeah, he hasn't seen himself yet. God, that is so weird because he is a young child. But like whenever he transforms, he becomes like a full-grown adult, which I assume like he's turning into basically like, his perfect form, which makes sense. Like even if he's super old, he would turn into this. Even if he's like missing an arm or something, maybe. Actually, I'm going way too far ahead of that. Like I don't think we don't know if he can regenerate or anything, but I assume like this is his perfect form, and so like no matter what he really looks like, or even how old or how young he is, he will become like this because it's like his perfect state, or close to his perfect state. Again, he's all white, not red. Oh shit! Oh, beautiful. I love people punching mirrors or like mirrored glass in this instance, but I think that's such an evocative image. Oh, okay, I get it. So as he punched through, they descended this entire thing. Like this entire thing is going downwards. For a minute, I was like, "Wait, how is he up there? Wasn't he just behind the grandpa or not grandpa? The the grandfather of Amagi Corporation. I need to know his name at some point. God damn, I'm sure we have it already. He should already be dead. Oh no, Zet must not die. Okay, okay, this is what I was thinking. This is like, his incomplete stage, and then he'll become, like, he'll fully transform if something else happens. That's correct. His awakening must be stopped. Is there a player nearby? There's still one more. Huh. Are they going to have to, like, make him fight until he's completely, like until he's totally worn out? As long as it doesn't disappear, the awakening will not stop. Only when player is dead, Zet will. Okay. So he is, like, that makes sense then. Like when the players escaped, they had like this backup player or like something like a player at least that is designed to hunt and kill other players. So as long as there is one around, like Jin will always like attack them. Oh, you know what? Okay, here is a theory. So as we know, I noticed this mostly with the fire guy, where like before he was just hiccuping fire just by accident. Once Jin like went after him, he transformed and like he couldn't control himself anymore. This is also kind of similar to the bridge guy, where once Kanzaki realized, oh crap, that guy is a player, let's get out of here. Like once the two of them were like within close range to one another, bridge guy fully transformed. Before then, he was still human. Like he was human and he was killing people, but we don't know if he'd fully transformed or not. So it could be that like Zetman or Jin is designed to kill players, and as a response, like because he is their natural predator, players will like fight him instinctively or something like that. Like that's what I'm thinking, because so far it hasn't really seemed like Jin has been forced to attack players, but in both situations the players like got more aggressive. So I think it might go both ways. Also, yeah, this is clearly a transformation of the face and not tears, although they could look like tears. It reminds me a lot of like the Rider tears, like Rider 2's Operation Scars or whatever, or Shotaro's Data tears. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's stop with that. Zet will become a human. Oh shit! Yeah, because she was shot through the head. Oh wait, no. Okay, this might be something even worse than what I was thinking. So initially, I was like, she was shot through the head. Like Jin's going to have to watch her die in front of him. But we just had the whole thing with the player. Before I went on my horrible tangents. Is she a player now? Oh no, is he gonna have to kill her? 99.25%. Oh god. Oh, I don't want her to turn. Like you can see just enough of her head to see, like, yeah. Because again, that's his mom, and he's not gone insane. So is he going to dissolve? Like, he's not going to dissolve, obviously. But what else is there? They only have that one other player, which is her. God, this grammar is goddamned awful. Seriously. Evil genius, what is wrong with you? Also, when I was opening Volume 3, I realized something very important, which is that Volume 1, which I praised like out of my mind, I thought it was amazing, was done by Evil Genius and Toriyama Worlds. Like all of the sound effects are translated, all the names are like changed to be not more interesting, but like they're changed to be I don't. It was really well done, and I've been noticing ever since then it hasn't been that well done, and now I know why, because it was like a combination of two different groups on the first one, and now it's just it's just Evil Genius doing this, which is weird because they do Berserk pretty well. Although they've teamed up with Manga Stream now, so he's beginning to dissolve. Ah, why are you the same as those monsters? I have the same feeling. No, don't kill her. Oh god, we can see just enough. Oh no. Oh, okay. Okay, so they had someone else come down to execute her, so he didn't have to do it. And that gun from my dream. Okay. Was he somehow aware of that? Okay, that's a new thing I need to keep in mind. Okay, why? What is Grandpa planning? Why was he laughing? What does this mean? What does this mean? His humanity score is too high. The current Zet is only a human. Okay, okay, I get it. Like I was scared it was something evil, which in a sense like it's not evil, but it's just he was happy that he did achieve what he was trying to do the whole time. He normalized Jin. Like Jin is now a human in his heart. He didn't tear apart this guy or anything. His humanity is high enough that he won't become the Zets they want him to be. He is still Zet, but he's not he's not a monster. It could be good and bad at the same time in its own ways, but I think at the very least what he wanted to do has been done. Like Jin is not just a monster and he's not just a weapon. He is a human being. Yeah, that is true. Oh man, if there wasn't so much text in all of these, I would absolutely I can't redraw this shit. There's no way. Look at this hair. Like Grandpa, I love Grandpa so much, but redrawing his hair is like next to impossible. There's no way. I mean, I'm sure someone did it in order to do this. And I do appreciate that, but I do not have that skill. Yeah, maybe this. Oh wait, what am I talking about? I do the volume covers for these. Seriously, this is such like not dark philosophy, but like it is very adolescence. This idea of like what is my life anymore? Like all that weird stuff that happened, was that a dream? If so, like how much of what I know is a dream? It's a new morning of hope. Okay, finally, we're finally going to learn everything. Or not. Part 2, Young Justice. Oh boy, we're getting DC in here. If the okay, if part 2 starts the chapters all over again, then I'll cut off this video here. If it keeps going with the current chapter numbers, then I'll just keep going normally, and I'll do all of these by volume. That is an insanely good shot. Like you can feel how oppressive this is. It makes me uncomfortable just looking at it. Like it's really well drawn, but it makes me uncomfortable, and that's obviously the intent here. Oh wow, they have it up on a painting. Is this inside of Amagi Corp? Okay, no, this is yes, this is Konoha's house. Okay. That is some strange tastes. This explains it. Oh my gosh, yes. Now I get it. Like when I first saw that scene where they're both like giving food to the homeless, and Konoha's like, "Hey, why don't we bring some food from home if they don't have enough?" And she was like, "Oh, honey, we can't." I thought that from like my own perspective of like I think everyone's had that sort of situation where you say something like that as a kid, and your parents, they understand that you can't give away everything you have, or like there are some things you can't do. That's kind of what I got with this idea of like, well, we don't have enough, so we can't bring our food from home to help the homeless. But because I know about this now that I know that they are super rich, that changes the entire context of that to more of a like, no, we can't bring food. Like we have enough, but we can't use that money to help the homeless. We can only use what this project itself has, because otherwise Dad's going to beat the crap out of me. All right, there's some nice things to this. Also, surprising amount of underwear so far. Like this is like this series doesn't have a lot of fan service in it. Like even the shots with Akemi where she's in the bathtub with Jin, like you can see her nipples, but it's not fan servicey. It's just like the way it's drawn makes you think that, oh yeah, it's there because that's just the way the scene would be in real life. Like of course you would see a nipple. That doesn't mean that there is a sexual meaning to it. It's just she is naked. Whereas this scene especially feels fan servicey because it'd be very easy to draw this in a way where you don't see like the butt cheeks. I don't know why I don't know why I said that specifically. Just this feels weird for Zetman, which I don't know. Is this going to signal like a change in the parts? Okay, she's pretty rough herself. What did she say? Did we see her before? I don't know. I actually don't know. God, what a piece of shit. Also, yeah, wait, what? Yeah, they're changing. Why is he here? What the fuck? Ah, you hypocrites. I'm either going to like her or absolutely hate her. God damn. Like, yeah, I guess this does make sense in the sense that, oh, it's childish if you just say weird stuff about wanting to be a hero of justice, but if you actually pull it off, then that's pretty admirable. God, this shot, though. So gross. Such a gross person. Such a gross person. Okay, I'm starting to like her. I have to go. I must protect Koga from the evil hands of those ugly bitches. Yeah, so psychological testing, I assume. Or no, not psychological testing. This is just the school itself. I wasn't sure because I didn't quite see the lockers there. But okay, yeah. This isn't very well cleaned. This usually doesn't bother me that much. But because of a shot like this, where like clearly this was not meant to be pitch black, it bothers me. It doesn't feel as opulent as I think it should be, but I get what they're trying to do with the arts, so it's fine. Oh boy, does he have a bat cave already? Oh, I know who this is. This is in that one shot, like I think in volume 1, there's this like hero on TV called Alphas. Yeah. And I remember it specifically because Jin looked at him and I was like, oh, okay, so is this like the Zetman that Jin's going to base himself off of? But it was a different hero, and Jin seemed completely uninterested in him. So this is the character that Koga's interested in. That's a lot of shit, by the way. Like, yeah, like at first I thought maybe it's just like general hero stuff, but this is all Alpha's stuff. And like you can tell, like even from this, you can tell like this is probably supposed to be the Alpha's mobile, or like this is the Alpha's sword. Why is he so interested in this specific hero? Wait, what? God, this is awful. Yeah, again, okay, so it had to have been volume 1, where like the first time you see Alphas, it's written Alphas. And I know that for a fact because like it's stuck in my mind. It's like, oh, that's a cool hero name. Like it's generic, but it's also like it sounds good. Whereas this looks bad. This looks so bad. Why would you romanize it like this? I can't even imagine that like it's done like that in the original Japanese. Although it could be. I've seen some strange romanizations of hero names. I don't like anything about the first generation. I have absolutely no interest in the stuff that's broadcasting nowadays. I feel honestly kind of the opposite when it comes to hero shows myself. Like Modern Rider has been better than ever. Like seriously, like so far X8 and builds have been absolutely incredible. Like Gaim was fantastic. Even like some of the like basically everything after Decade. Like Decade was garbage in terms of Rider. But basically everything after Decade has been pretty great. Wizard was pretty I don't like Wizard. But even Ghost wasn't that bad. Okay. Oh. That's interesting. You just like it just because Grandpa and Dad made it. I just liked it without knowing why. Okay, so it is made by the Amagi Corporation, but that's not why he likes it specifically. It's just generally he likes the vibe of Alphas. I can become Alphas. God. Like I really do relate with her friends now, in the sense that like this is not an okay thing. That is such a weird, sick thing to think of. Like even in a manga, like you might think, oh, that makes sense, but not really. It's like if someone on the streets right now in Japan was like, oh, I have all this Rider stuff. I'm going to become Kamen Rider. Like you wouldn't look at that and go like, oh yeah, what a cool guy. You would think there's something wrong with him. In the same way, like this is an exciting thing to say, but I don't think this is healthy. Yeah, I totally agree with Konoha here. Like, huh? I mean, he's not wrong. I'm sure they could make it a suit that makes him superhuman. Like he had those, those guys who got fired. But or no, they didn't get fired actually. Because if they were fired, they'd be able to help him more easily. That's why they kept them on staff to make sure they would stay away from him. Anyways, like yeah, this is not normal. Okay. Okay, this is a really good page. Like yeah, we saw before that he was like thinking about Jin and about that flashback, but in the end, because I was alphas, I was able to save that family with these hands. Not really. Like it was mostly Jin. he definitely helped, especially with the the spray that stops fire. But like in the end, like the reason why the family survived was Jin. He was willing to say, no, let's just let the parents die. I'll save just the kids. Like, that's the smartest way to do this. So let's see. What is your idea of justice? Okay. Now I get it. Yeah, so this was all an extended flashback. But that's good, actually, because now Koga is like, he has time to think about it, to think about what is his idea of justice. What is his answer going to be? I really do like her now. Like, she makes a lot of sense. Like, she's not a great character, but I do appreciate her outlook on this. Like, even if she is, to an extent, trying to sort of suck up to Koga's ideals, at the same time, like, she's willing to say, yeah, this is actually reasonable. Like, that is a thing you can do. Whether it makes sense or whether it's right or not, like, he's not wrong. I want to look at Koga-sama's justice posture. She's gross, but I think she's alright. Oh my god, she's wearing a, Oh my gosh, that's great. Oh, that is surprisingly insightful for her. I'm really liking her now. Like, she has this good blend of being a weirdo and sort of a hypocrite, while also being, like, genuinely insightful. And actually, like, having some good points here and there. Oh boy. Indirect body hug. Oh man. Seriously, so imposing. Even though it's not the same shot, it's not quite as low as it was before, it's still so imposing. Again, like, what is the meaning of being a hero? What do you think being a hero is? Like, that's not a hero thing to do. It's a power fantasy, sure. But no hero would be like, oh, I'm going to transform, I'll smash into this window so I can talk with dad. But again, that's a very childish thing to think. Like, I totally agree. Like, that's not a good thing to do, but I understand why he's thinking that. Like, I had myself thought that when I was a kid at times. Like, oh, I'd like to be a hero so that I could do, something cool like this, as opposed to something heroic. Oh, okay, I really like this guy now. I really do like it. Like, again, that's flawed. It doesn't make a lot of sense to have your CEO be like, a literal superhero. But I do like that he's willing to say, like, no, even though I'm working this hard as just a scientist, I don't want even if you're giving me the keys to the kingdom, I don't want them. I want someone else to be able to do it. And I want to support them. I think that is really cool. Okay, what is happening here? Like, is she a player? Like, we've never really seen them do this with a character before without them being like a player. Like, apart from that, the series has been like a little exaggerated at times, but most of the time the characters look very much human when they are human. So is this supposed to be like just evil intent, or is she a player? Oh my god. Oh, how gross. That is the worst. That is actually the worst. It's literally just a stalker site. Even if he used my personal fortune. So he's not trying to like bait him into using his own fortune to do this. He's using his fortune. That's so weird. What is his motivation? What? Okay, so he rigged this to happen? What is happening? It looks like your sister's going to drown. What in the world? The three dead are your fans. What is... This has turned into Saw. Justice should save which side? Well, I guess theoretically the three people, in terms of just blind justice. He's going to go for his sister though, right? Because his sister is like the most important person in the world to him, and he's not a hero yet. I guess you could read this as the teacher like just threw her in, then went in to help her as like tough love. Huh, okay. So are the girls fine then? Like, was this all just a weird test? Nope, not fine, not fine. They've got like tree branches either growing out of them or stabbed through them. I assume stabbed, yeah, this one stabbed through. The others looked like they could have been like growing, but no. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's something going on with that teacher. I don't know if she's a player or not, but at the very least, she was part of this weird conspiracy. Huh? You're invited to the love party. What in the world? Also, the way she fights. Yeah, what in the world? I think this is actually really interesting. Like this feels like part one's nudity in a way. Like it doesn't feel like this is done for fan service. It's just she has these short skirts, and because of the way she's fighting, it just happens to like hike up her skirts, as opposed to like the earlier shot, which felt very fan servicey. This doesn't feel like fan service to me at all. And also, okay, so it seems like she's being possessed. Okay, yeah, because this girl will die. Definitely possessed. Oh, yeah, it was the same person who killed those three girls. So it must have been like he possessed each of them and then made them stab themselves. Yeah, this feels very psychic. Like the others felt very like they could have been bio-organic. But with this, where like he was able to freeze Koga, and then he's able to like make these girls do things without their knowledge. It feels very psychic. That's very strange. Oh, it's love. Oh, I was gonna say it's love backwards, but it's also like love upside down. Huh, that's weird. Usually they do one or the other in a series like this. What? Don't call someone a player. The failures are called players. Okay. This makes sense though, because they said that Jin could be a player, could be something else. Maybe it's like the finalized versions aren't players, but like the broken ones are the players. And so these ones who have lived like outside of society or like in society have healed enough that they don't consider themselves to be players anymore. Okay. Okay, that's really cool. So if you use this, you stop or like you're able to control yourself better. That's cool. Those evil creatures. Man, this is so sketchy. Because first of all, keep in mind this is a stalker app. It's not like they have his permission for this. So why would a stalker? I understand. Obviously, you're supposed to think this. Like it's not supposed to be normal to the reader. But seriously, imagine if you had a stalker app for like Jennifer Lopez, and then at some point, after giving you all these creepy things of like, hey, she's here, she's here, she's here, she's probably going over there. They were like, oh, by the way, guess what? We're having a dinner with her. Like, how? They're like the Crunchyroll of stalker apps. I do think this makes a lot of sense. Like, he doesn't know about like supernatural powers. I'd have to reread the firefight actually now that I think about it, but I don't think he saw the arsonist like do anything supernatural, and I don't think he even knows that Jin was anything more than just a really strong kid with some street smarts. So to him, hypnotism would make the most sense. Personally, I think it's psychic power. But even then, I guess like some form of hypnotism might work. Well, no, 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 because it seems like he was remotely controlling them, so it has to be like psychic power of some sorts. Ah, our boys. Oh yeah, our boys in Konoha. Okay, I really like her now. I really do like her. She's so cool. Okay, so he's taking apart all of those watches in order to make a bulletproof vests. That's pretty cool. And this is, judging by the prongs, I assume it's like shocky. Like it's some sort of taser fists. I could see that. Yeah, so he just has to deal with this for now. Until they call on him. Nope, faster than expected. Didn't you know that? And again, the bus had the same thing going on. So, from the inside, yes, okay, so that's like a holographic display. Or not even holographic. Just, it's a bunch of monitors. That's so cool, but I don't understand what the purpose is. It's like they're creating a like simulated environment for him to go in and save them. What is the purpose? Yeah, I love this shot. Like now that we've established that this shot of the Amagi Corporation is like, the Amagi shot, the like superimposing big scary shot. It works so well to have it behind him. Hmm. So if his punch thing is like a taser, I guess that probably would work. But everything else should, like the vest is still a vest, right? Still, it's a shame. I will walk my own path to meet the true smile. All right. So that was Zetman. This was an interesting arc, or like an interesting volume, focusing mostly on Koga. I mean, like, we are now in part 2. So I assume this is, like, entire thing is going to be just Koga. and part 3 at some point will be when we get back to Jin, or maybe they'll meet that point. It's a very interesting way to go about this. I'm super excited to see where it goes. I did hear, like, I recently just had a conversation. I stopped this recording halfway through, and in that conversation, I learned that this is probably going to take a little while. So I'll endeavor to like read the rest of his arc, relatively soon, so I don't forget things halfway through. Anyways, that's all for now. Bye. Yeah, yeah. I keep forgetting how I end these.